Good afternoon, everybody. I hope all is well. So today we are going to take a look at the race car, see how bad it is. So right off the bat, you can see we need a whole front clip. Tracking funny, as you can see there. That one's all knocked out of whack. Here's where the headers got hit. Got my stall headers, which really sucks. And the pipe, which I got that pipe from the new owners of stall. And you can see here the body's knocked back and then overlapping the door. So we'll get into the inside of it here shortly. From the back, you can see this wheel is towed way in. The impact on the tire was all along this. You can see it here as it was going around. This is my biggest concern. So this B pillar, I'll call it, is steel, and I think it's welded to the frame down here. Oh, it might be bolted on. Whoa, wouldn't that be nice? But it looks bent regardless, but that's not as bad as I thought it would be. We think that this is pushed in. Now we'll get into that further. I'm gonna have to cut this door off of the roll bar. It's crumpled all down where the steel is. Got the roof here. Got the deck lid, which I think is probably savable. Obviously the quarters are going to be replaced. So you can see here the wheel is all knocked out of whack here. You see how it is out of the fender. So we'll get underneath it here in a minute. Roll cage did what it's supposed to do. I'll give it credit for that, by golly. Windshield. I think I may have shown you guys the bird cage is loose. Luckily, the motor's untouched. Missed the oil tank. Didn't have to set off my fire extinguisher system, which would have really sucked cleaning this up. So anyway, everything when the accident happened works as it should. I've got a switch on my fuel pressure, so when the engine died, the fuel pump dies, obviously. But it didn't get the radiator. The oil pump is, the oil cooler is not leaking, but it's knocked askew. I don't know whether that's going to be replaced again or not. That one's brand new. I love this hood, which really sucks because it got peeled like a potato, as you can see there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it being in wide angle, but the lower control arms are bent on both sides. You can see here, sway bar stuff's all knocked loose, and obviously the wheel is pushed into the tire. Usually I have about an inch gap there, but you can see the sway bar rod connection is all pushed in, which means the you can see the bend in it there. Which means rear control arm, we're on the left side now, which you can probably tell because the tire's on the left. We'll go look at the other side now. I'm not sure what's going on over here. It looks like, as you can see, that's typically straight up and down. And as you can see there, it's not. But the plate on the top of the rear control arm or stuff is not bent. The wheel's not pushed in back here, but it is way askew. So I am guessing it's going to be related. The spring is popped loose and split, so the spring's going to have to be replaced. Let's hope it didn't get in and crack the rear diff, or the diff housing. Some of this camera work I'm doing, I'm trying to see in here farther than I can see, so I can avoid getting the car out of the trailer. Now, the trailing arm doesn't look, yeah, it does right there. I was going to say the trailing arm doesn't look too bad, but it's bad. And again, I'm seeing this, I can't get my head down in there, so I've got my GoPro stuck in there so we can see it a little better. And again, that's good news because I thought that was welded on the frame. This is the B-pillar where the door strike and everything goes right in here. But I'm glad to see that's apparently bolt-on because that will be a lot easier to replace. So some people were commenting about my battery box, but it is and was secure. I know it bounced around a little bit. I think this bracket, excuse me, may have come loose a little bit. Oh yeah, it came loose at the base, it looks like. So anyway, that thing's pretty well in there with 7/16 bolts. It's not going anywhere. And it's got clips on the back and the bottom. I think, I hope, I pray this is just a bolt-on piece to the frame, because that is severely bent. That looks like it does bolt on. That would be a gift. So that whole cross member across the front bolts on. Could have a bend on the frame right there. Son of a gun. I'm hoping not. You can see it right there above the sway bar. Yeah, that's pretty bad pucker. Hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, you know what? That's the front body and bumper mount, so that is going to be bent. Well, I'm going to leave this thing in the trailer and start tearing into it. Only because if I get it out, then I got to get it back in here. So I'm going to take this front end apart first and see what else may be damaged besides this and the bumper brackets. That's obviously pushed up, but that's mounted here, so that could be why. And then this is the bracket I was showing underneath. It holds the bumper up in the front. That's obviously going to need to be replaced. So probably on both sides. Yep, it's bent right there. Really sucks as all my beautiful new ductwork is destroyed for my brakes. Really sucks. So guys, here's the program. I am going to pull that front end apart as much as I can while it's in the trailer. Like I said, I'm afraid if I get it out, I won't be able to get it back in. I'm here by myself today. I think a couple of friends are stopping by later, but they're not going to want to help push this stupid thing back in there or drive it back in either way. But see if I can get in the front, see what kind of front suspension damage I've got. The back's pretty easy, to be honest. Once the trailing arms are, once you take the trailing arms out, which I'm going to have to do on both sides, the rest of the suspension is pretty easy. The rear links on the bottom are easy to replace. The spring's going to be, gosh, there's only 8 bolts holding on, 4 bolts holding on. So that's easy to replace. That B-pillar where the door strike is on the passenger side is going to have to be done, but now that I saw that's bolted, I'm pretty happy. So the game plan is to get this front end torn apart this afternoon, and then I can get some parts ordered and get this thing moving. So stick around, guys. Again, hope you're enjoying this, and we'll talk to you soon, or get back with you as this video progresses. Because if you're enjoying it, you know I'm probably not, other than I am going to be glad to get it rebuilt. So we'll get into this thing. First thing to do is get this hood off. So you can see here, this comes off the hinge. Alright, get my bolt the hood off. Johnny Cash would sing, one piece at a time, except I'm coming apart instead of going back together. So that's why that hinge was fighting me so much. As you can see, it's bent beyond recognition. Well, I screwed up and didn't bring a Sawzall over here. And this stuff is all steel backed. So I may have a little trouble getting this out of here. This also has a steel back on it right here where it's probably riveted on here or glued on from the factory. So I didn't bring my Sawzall over, which really sucks. You can see where the oil cooler broke off the bolt, which is right here on the front, and obviously got pushed off the back as well. There was 4 bolts holding it on, all 1/2-inch grade 8s. Not that the grade 8s make any difference because the steel on the oil cooler broke. Anyway, into more. Well, I'm not going to get any more done today. Some friends stopped by and ended up not getting any more done. Actually, I'll show you what they were driving real quick. Stay out of trouble, Hot Rod. See you, Mark.